Hi guys, welcome back. In our last lesson, we learned about fact families and the inverse operation of addition and subtraction. We're going to learn about the same thing. This time though, we're going to talk about the inverse operations for multiplication, which is division, and the inverse operation for division, which is multiplication. So we're going to do some reverse of those, just like we did with the addition and subtraction. All right, let's begin. So what we're going to do is start with for those of you following along at home, let me switch back. All right, so for those of you following along at home, Saxon 7.6, third edition, maybe not the teacher's edition, that's what we'll be working out of. All right, so let's talk about this lesson 4. So the inverse operation, like I said, for multiplication is division. For those of you following along at home, I'm on page 18. I'm going to do that first example, which is A times 6 is 72. A times 6 is 72. Now, if you know your multiplication tables, you can probably figure this one out pretty quickly, but I'm going to show you why this is. Now, just like addition, multiplication facts can be, and let me back up and say that. 2 times 3 is 6, and 3 times 2 is 6. Just like addition, these two multiplication facts, they can be, those numbers can be swapped around. I don't know what I was trying to think of. Those numbers can be swapped around. That's called the commutative property. So for this first example here, we can do the same thing. 6 times A is 76. Now, just like with addition and subtraction, if you multiply in this direction, you can divide in this direction. So the division fact that we have for this guy is 72 divided by 6 equals A. For here, if we multiply in this direction, we can divide in that direction. So we get 72 divided by A is 6. Excellent. So these are our two multiplication facts, our two division facts. And of these facts, the one that helps us the most is this guy right here. So I'm going to move that A over just a little bit. 72 divided by 6, you guys should know, is, wait, what did I just do? Oh, okay, 12. I thought for a second there it was 9. I was like, that's not the right answer. Sorry about that, guys. But yes, 76 divided by, or 72 divided by 6 is 12. Okay, so let's look at the next one here. Example 2 on the next page. 6W equals 84. 6W equals 84. If we multiply in that direction, we can divide in this direction. 84 divided by W is 6. That doesn't really help us all that much, does it? What we can do though, just like addition, that commutative property says swap these guys around. So W times 6 equals 84. Let me stop right there and just say, there are different signs that we use for multiplication. We use an X, right? Like 2 times 3. We sometimes use a dot, 2 times 3, or we sometimes use parentheses. Now, when we have a variable, we don't use any of these signs. We oftentimes just do 7K, right? This means multiplication. Of course, we can't do that with numbers because I don't know if that's 23 or 2 times 3. So that's why up here, this operation is multiplication. All right, so if we multiply in one direction, divide in the other. So multiply in this direction, divide in this direction, let's try that again. 84 divided by 6 equals W. And sure enough, that's the one that we want, right? That's one we can do. Let's do some side work and figure out what that is. So if it comes in the front, it goes under the table. 6 goes into 8 one time, 6. 6 times 8, that's 24. 6 goes into 24 4 times with no remainders. Excellent, because 4 times 6 is 24, right? No remainders. You remember that? Good. So 14. So W equals 14. And guys, just like those addition and subtraction problems, you can always take this number and plug it in up here. Sure enough, 6 times, and instead of W, I'm going to put 14, because that's what we said it equals, is going to give us 84. 6 times 14 is definitely going to give us 84. Good. All right, so let's look at division now. Just like multiplication, division has a couple different ways that we can write things. The first one that we're looking at right here, well, I'll write the problem down and then we'll talk about this. This is one way of writing a division problem down, okay? You can use that fraction bar. Another way of writing it is 6 divided by K is 15. That's another way that we can write it, okay? Another one is K divided by 6 equals 15. All right? So you'll see all those different ways. So K divided by 6 is 15. You guys, my dog is losing his mind because my husband's outside working on the front of the house and my dog can't stop freaking out about it. If you can see this for a second. Look at that dog. Oh, look at that dog. So cute. I don't even know if you can see. There he is. All right, so he's scratching and pawing. So bonus Boris. All right, now I've got to fix my hair back up. Okay, so K, where were we? K divided by 6 is 15. All right, I'm gonna rewrite it like this just to make it a little bit easier to make my point. If we divide in this direction, we multiply in that direction. And if we do that, we get 15 times 6 equals K. That's actually something we can do. So let's do some side work here. 15 times 6. We get 0 and 3. 6 times 1 is 6 plus 3 is 9. So we get 90 equals K. Sure enough, if we go back and put that into that original problem, 90 divided by 6, that will give us 15. So we've double checked our work. All right, so let's see about number 4 here. 126 divided by M equals 7. 126 divided by M is 7. If we divide in this direction, we multiply in that direction. When we do that, we get 7 times M equals 126. That doesn't really help me, but that commutative property says flip those multiplications around. M times 7 equals 126. Again, that doesn't help me, but at least now I know if I multiply in that direction, I can divide in this direction. 126 divided by 7 equals M. Excellent, that's one we can do, so we're gonna do some side work here. 7 goes into 12 one time without going over, then we get 5, minus. Every time we subtract, we do this, and then we get 86, or let's try that again. 56, 8 times 7 is 56, so we have no remainders. 18 equals M, and sure enough, if we go back up here, 126 divided by 18 will give us 7. Good, all right, so we got some practice problems to do. I'm on page 20 here. The practice problems are A through H. Go ahead and pause the video now, see if you can't do those practice problems, and then come on back. All right, so A times 7 is 91. We multiply in this direction. We can divide in this direction. So multiply in this direction, divide in this direction, which means we get 91 divided by 7 equals A. That's something we can work with, guys. So let's go ahead and do that. We get 91. So 7 goes into 9 one time. Then we subtract 1, 3. So 13 equals A. 13 equals A. And guys, if you're getting these wrong, you need to be going back and double checking your work. All right, let's talk about B. 20 times B is 440. Let's think about that other multiplication fact. We can do B times 20 is 440. When we have our multiplication facts, we want the unknown to be on the top, because then if we multiply in that direction, we can divide in this direction. So we get 440 divided by 20 equals B. Guys, remember what I said about you could write it a couple of different ways? I love the fraction way of doing things. We can do 440. So instead of writing it like this, I'm gonna write it fraction-wise, divided by 20. Here's why. If you have zeros on the ends of your fractions, you can lob them off. If you lob one on the top and one on the bottom, you can do that. They just have to match. So if you're lobbing off the top, you have to lob off the bottom. And when we do that, that's reducing our fraction down to 44 over 2, right? Well, 44 divided by 2 is going to give us 22. So that kind of helped us with that mental math, right? So 22 equals B. And sure enough, if you go to the original problem, 20 times 22, you would get 440. All right, for C, we have 7 divided by C is 15. Now remember, when we rewrite this guy, the one that's in front is this thing right here. It's not 7 divided by C. And I think I even just said that. I'm sorry if I did. It's actually C divided by 7 is 15, okay? The guy that goes under the table starts out our sentence over here. Now, if we divide in this direction, we can multiply in that direction. And when we do that, we get 15 times 7 is C. And that's something we can work with. So C equals, this is going to be 5, 3, and that is 21, 215, 215. And I said and, jeez. I can't break the habit, guys. All right, D. We have 144 divided by D equals 8. So 144 divided by D equals 8. Well, if we divide in this direction, we multiply in that direction. If we do that, we get 8 times D equals 144. That doesn't help us because we need to get that D on the front, right? So D times 8 is 144. If we multiply in that direction, we can divide in that direction. So we get 144 divided by 8 equals D. Let's go ahead and do that. 144 divided by 8 equals D up here. 8 goes into 14 one time. Go ahead and do some subtraction here. That's going to be 6. When we subtract, we bring down. 8 goes into 64 8 times without going over. So D equals 18. Basically, when you have it organized like this guy never changes, but these two are interchangeable. These two guys are interchangeable. You can flip them back around, okay? So, and as you start to see that, you can just jump right to that. But if you don't, then it's good to practice these patterns. All right, for E, we have 7W equals 84. Now remember, this is multiplication, so we can swap it around to get that letter in the front. Multiply in this direction, divide in this direction. 84 divided by 7 equals W. Good. 84 divided by 7 is 12, so 12 equals W. All right, let's look at F. This is written in the book like this. Now, to make your life easier, when you write it down, throw that equal sign and all the stuff that comes with it on the other side. So 8M equals 112. That's how I would just even write it down, just so that it's in a good, nice order, right? Okay, so with this said, we multiply in that direction, divide in this direction. So that will give us 112 divided by M equals 8. That doesn't help us. Let's rewrite our multiplication fact. 8 times M equals 112. Multiply in this direction, guys. Divide in this direction. 112 divided by M equals 8. Wait, what did I just do? I wrote it the same, you guys. I'm so sorry. Our multiplication tells us we can flip those guys around. M times 8. So let's write that again, right? Multiply in this direction, divide in this direction. 112 divided by 8 equals M. That's the one that we need. So we are going to do 112 divided by 8. 8 goes into 11 one time without going over. That gives us 8. We subtract, we get 3, bring down 8 times. Yeah, okay. Did they have a remainder? You don't, no. 14. Sorry, guys, I'm making silly errors today. So, I don't know why I thought that was wrong. Okay, so 4 times 8 is 32, so we're good to go. All right, let's see about F. All right, so we got E, or G. What am I thinking? Guys, Hank isn't helping me out today. Hank, you know Hank, my plant. I haven't killed him yet, so I named him. All right, G. 360 divided by X equals 30. For us to rewrite that, right? I'm going to rewrite it like this. 360 divided by X equals 30. Divide in this direction, multiply in that direction. 30 times X. I put a dot there, you don't have to, just to remind, because I'm speaking as I do it, is 360. That doesn't help us, so we're going to swap this out. X times 30 gives us 360. Multiply in this direction, divide in this direction. So I have 360 divided by 30 equals X. Again, I see some zeros on the bottom there, so do this. 360 divided by 30 equals X. Lob those zeros off, and you have 36 divided by 3, 12. 12 equals X. 12 equals X. All right. H. N over 5 equals 60. N over 5. Again, n divided by 5 equals 60. Divide in this direction, multiply in that direction. 60 times 5 equals n. Bam, that's the one we need. We don't have to do too much here because 6 times 5 is 30 plus this other 0 that we have. So 300 equals n. All right, guys, good work. Any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next lesson. Thanks so much.